and change, whether it's change for the good or change for the bad, that is of course something that's up for debate, and the jury is out on it. But the relationship has, as I said, has been khata meetha. There have been times when media has been indulgent, media has been impartial, independent, objective, and there have of course been times when media essentially, vis-a-vis our case, and I'm speaking from personal experience, performs the duty of not that of a watchdog but that of a bloodhound. And I've seen, I think, both extremes, both sides of the spectrum. Yeah.
But Raghav, you know, having watched the evolution of the Aam Aadmi Party, it's literally a revelation that has happened in the past decade. But there was once an energetic activist, Arvind Kejriwal, who was given a lot of exposure by the media. And it's the media who amplified his causes and did make a contribution to who he is today.
Look, there have been times in this country where pressure groups and social movements have got a lot of attention of the media. And that section of media, most certainly, that represented the sentiment of the people. And as a result, of course, since you refer to my leader, Mr. Kejriwal, as an activist in his earlier avatar, of course, during the India Against Corruption days, there was reportage and coverage around the movement and the cause of the movement, and that was primarily because it resonated with the people. It was something that the people also felt that was being echoed, and the cause of the movement met the cause of the people. However, when we became a political party, and let me disabuse you of this notion, we received perhaps the first and the worst media blackout. In our 49-day first government in the year 2013, you would remember, and if you were to rewind back to the December of 2013, you would find that my leader, the Chief Minister of Delhi, at that point in time, had registered an FIR against a leading industrialist of this country. He had shot off a letter to his anti-corruption branch, and a FIR subsequently was registered. As a result, that leading industrialist, who's also a big media baron, ensured that Aam Aadmi Party and the government of Delhi is blacked out from the media. So the 2015 election that we fought was despite the media blackout and in spite of no media coverage. So despite and in spite the media, through sheer grassroots support and political electoral hard work at the ground, we could come back with the highest ever majority that any political party has received.
Well, in a democracy, that's what matters. But it's an evolutionary thing, as I'm sure the party's been evolving. What is your assessment? Is there a neutral media? Is there a right, left, and center of media? But overall, does it give a balanced approach?
Look, to say that there is a section of media that is tilted towards the left, there is a section of media that is tilted towards the right, etc., essentially showcases that rather than putting facts, events and news, opinions are being put forward. And as a result, having opinions is also not a bad thing. Every journalist can have an opinion. Every newsroom can have an opinion. But when that opinion, unfortunately, transforms into indoctrination, that is where the problem begins. And when agenda is driven, when propaganda is unleashed with the intent of indoctrinating people or manufacturing opinion at the mass level, that is where the problem begins, and that is what I feel a section of media is practicing today. However, some are left, some are right, some are centrist, and therefore there is a balance I don't agree with. Today, you have a particular ideology and a particular point of view of the government at the center which enjoys brute majority. And as a result, they wish to impose that ideology and their views on a large section of media, and for them to carry that point to every nook and corner of this country. My only submission here is that media should not become a carrier of the government line. Media should reflect the public sentiment and not toe the government
But
line.
Raghav, doesn't it cut both ways? Because, you know, you are the opposition or at least the challenger in some of the states, but you're also incumbent now, you're government in 2 of these states. So does that not change? Is it just perpetual opposition or complaint against the media with the center? What about your governments? You also are in government now.
No, no, absolutely. And I mean, we witness both sides. When we are in opposition in states, we witness, as I say, the role of the media, and also in 1.5 or 2 states where we run successful governments. However, the larger point, Rishabh, is that today, rather than being a bloodhound for the opposition, it is important to be the watchdog for the government. I mean, we are not in power at the center. People who are not in power are being blamed for, issues like inflation.